Assalamu alaikum students. How are you? This is Miss Rahina Nazim. Today I will teach you poem Mr. Boy of class 10th. First of all, I will give you the introduction of the poet. This poem is written by Thomas Moore, who was born in 1779 and he was died in 1852. An Irish poet. He was born in Dublin, where he studied at the best school. He was admitted to Trinity College at the age of 15 years. He became an enthusiastic Irish patriot. In imitation of Laura Barron, who was his friend, he wrote poem on an oriental theme called Lala Rukh. His patriotic feelings is well expressed in this poem. Now, I will read the poem first. The Mr. Boy to the war is gone. In the rank of death, you will find him. His father's sword he has girded on, and his wild harp slung behind him. Land of song, said the warrior bard, though all the world battereth thee, one sword at least thy rights shall guard. One faithful heart shall praise thee. The second stanza. The mister fell, but the foeman then could not bring his proud soul under. The harp he loved never spoke again, for he tore his corpse asunder and said, no chains shall sully thee, though soul of love and bravery. Thy songs were made for the pure and free. They shall never sound in slavery. I have read the poem The Minstrel Boy. Now I am going to explain the stanza number 1. First of all, I will tell the name of the poem and poet. These lines have been taken from the poem The Minstrel Boy, written by Thomas Moore. Now, what the poet explained in this poem. In this poem, poet explains that it is impossible to bind the soul that is born free. Now, the explanation of this stanza. In these lines, poet says that musician boy has gone to fight in the war. He will be seen in the first ranks, where a person faces death. He has put on his father's sword around his waist, and his rustic harp was hanging behind him. The poet, who was writing poetry of war, even wrote that if whole world betray the motherland, but it is sure that there would be a sword that would protect its rights, and there would be a harp which would play the songs of freedom, of homeland. Now, stanza number 2. Both stanzas consist of 8 lines. Now I will explain the second stanza. In these lines, poet says that the musician boy was killed in the war, but his proud soul was not conquered by the chains of enemy. The enemy defeated him physically but was not able to conquer his soul. His harp, which was very dear to him, did not sing more because when he was wounded, he tore its string. He said to it that as it was soul of love and boldness, so it could not be in a position to sing for enemy, because its songs were for the pure and free people, not for the tyrant person. So its song would never be heard in slavery. I will tell you the meaning of difficult words in the poem. In the first line, there is a word minstrel. The meaning of this word is a singer. Line number 3, there is a word girded. It means worn around the waist. In the second stanza, in line number 1, the word is foeman. The meaning of this word is enemy. In line number 2, bring his proud soul under. The meaning is the enemy defeated him physically but could not conquer his spirit. In line number 4, there is a word chords. The meaning is the strings of harp. Again there is a word in line number 4, asunder. The meaning is into separate pieces. In line number 5, there is a word sully. The meaning is defiled, touched by impure hands, disgrace on. Now I am going to explain the summary of this poem. Slavery is a curse, while freedom is a blessing. The great nations love their freedom and hate slavery. In the poem, the minstrel boy love and patriotism of a brave young minstrel boy for his country has been expressed. A minstrel boy who was enthusiastically patriotic went to fight with the enemy to defend his homeland. He was a minstrel boy and had a harp with him. So when he went to the front, he took also his harp with him to sing national songs and warm up the national feelings and rouse spirit of the soldiers and of his own. But he was deeply injured and later on died. But before dying, he broke all the chords of his harp because he did not like to go his harp to go to the hands of the enemy of his country. To the minstrel boy, his harp was the soul of love and bravery, so it should play only for the people who are pure and free. His harp should not sing for them who are slaves. I have read the poem and explained its stanza and also explained the difficult words in this poem. There are some questions in this poem. You have to do these questions in your register very neat and in good handwriting. Till then, Allah Hafiz, take care yourself.